What's going on, guys? Zay Molina here, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to use your Empire IX trade journal. Okay, so this right here, guys, this is your trade journal. This is what it looks like, and this spreadsheet was designed to help you guys track all of your trades, see your account growth, and to track your account statistics to see all of your data over time, to see how you can improve as a trader and just see your progress overall on your trading journey. So before we get into it, guys, let me first show you guys how you can access your copy of the Empire IX Trade Journal. So first and foremost, guys, you guys want to come to the Empire IX Telegram channel. If you have not joined our channel just yet, please do so now. And if you guys need help, I actually have a video going over how to join the Empire IX Telegram channel. You guys can check that out in the Empire IX launch process playlist. So once you are in the Empire IX Telegram channel, the first thing you want to do is come up to the pinned message right underneath the title. Go ahead and click that. And that's going to take you to the message where it says links for Empire IX resources with a little description of each resource we have here on this PDF. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go ahead and click it and open it up. And that's going to bring you guys to our Empire IX Trader Links PDF. What you want to do is you want to come over to Empire IX Trade Journal and go ahead and click the button below to open up another PDF with links to all the different trade journals that we have for you to choose from. So now you'll see we have our Empire IX Trade Journal copies here, and we have 8 different currencies from you guys to choose from. More coming soon. You want to choose the copy for the currency that works best for you. Okay, so for this tutorial, guys, I'm going to go ahead and use the US dollar copy, and I'm going to go ahead and click the button below and that's going to bring up this page that's going to ask you, would you like to make a copy? You want to go ahead and select make a copy, and this will allow you to have your own copy of your trade journal. So now that you got your copy of the Empire IX Trade Journal, let's walk through how to use this spreadsheet. And once again, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using the US dollar version of our trade journal. So first and foremost, guys, you guys see here to your top right, you see video instructions on how to use. This is where the link to this video will be placed. But now let's go ahead and go all the way to the left, guys, and let's start with this very first cell underneath initial deposit. This is going to be the first thing we're going to start with, and we're going to work our way from left to right. Okay, so when you start your trade journal, guys, the first thing you want to do is enter your initial deposit. That's going to be the starting amount that you're going to be able to enter into your trading account, whether it's live or demo, whatever you want to start with. This is going to be your starting balance. So let's say, for example, you want to go ahead and start with 1,000 US dollars. Now that we got our initial deposit in there, let's go ahead and move on to our percent risk per trade. We here at Empire always recommend 1 to 2%. So let's go ahead and say we're going to risk 1% per trade. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and jump down to the bottom part of your trade journal. We'll come back to these top values here in a little bit, but let's go ahead and jump down now to the actual area where we're going to track our trades. So the first thing you guys see is our example trade here. We're going to go ahead and kind of mimic this here in this first row here. But what we're going to see, guys, we're going to go down to trade number 1, then go to the pair. And that's the first thing we want to decide. So once you have a trade set up and you're ready to say, I want to take this trade, we're going to go ahead and fill this out, guys. So what we want to do is we're going to come down and click this little drop down menu, and we're going to choose the pair that we're trying to trade. Okay. So you see all of our Forex pairs here, as well as some commodities like silver, gold, and oil. We also have some indices, US 30, NAS 100, SPX 500, and German 30. As well as Bitcoin on this list. Now, there are some pairs that you may be trading that aren't on this list. No worries, guys. All you got to do is type out the pair here just to keep track of exactly what pair you were trading on this trade. Okay. So for instance, guys, let's go ahead and say we're trading my favorite pair, GBP USD. Okay. Moving on to the next column, we want to choose when did we take this trade? What trading session were we in? So we're going to go and click this drop down menu. We're going to choose from London, Asia, New York, or Frankfurt. Okay, these are the 4 major trading sessions. Asia session is made up of Tokyo and Sydney, so that is combined into one in case you did not know that. So let's go ahead and say GBP USD. We typically want to be trading this pair during London or New York session. So let's go ahead and say we traded it during London. Moving on to the next column, we see that this is our balance before the trade. We see that this first cell is already filled out, and that's the same as our initial balance. Obviously, because this is our first trade on this trading account, this one is automatically filled out. So now moving on to the next column, we see that this is our stop loss. So on this specific trade for GBP USD, let's say, for example, we see a nice buy possibility that we're looking to take. So let's say we already marked it up on TradingView. We have this trade ready to go. And now all we got to do is log in the numbers. So what we want to do here is we want to come to our stop loss column and we want to put in the stop loss in the number of pips. Let's say, for example, our stop loss was 15 pips on this trade. Let's go ahead and enter that. Okay. Then we're going to move on to the next column, which is our take profit. Let's say it's an even 100 pip take profit. Okay. There is an option to set a second take profit. Okay. In case you're twin trading, you have multiple take profits. Okay. So if you want to choose to add another take profit, you can. But let's say for this trade example that we only have one take profit, we have our stop loss. Okay. The next column we want to fill out is the order type. This is going to be what type of order is it? Is it a market execution buy or sell? Is it a sell limit, buy limit? Maybe using buy stop, sell stops. Okay. So with that being said, guys, let's say this is a buy limit. Okay. Now moving on to the next three columns. These three columns are automatically filled out for you based on the numbers you just provided. So you see that your R to R1, that is your risk to reward based on your stop loss and your take profit one. That's automatically calculated for you. And we see that this is a 6.67 risk to reward trade. I would say that that is a great risk to reward, and this is a great low risk, high reward setup. Moving on to the next column, we see that this is our risk to reward 2. This is going to be filled out if you had a take profit 2, but in this case, we don't. So you guys see that it is at 0. Okay. Moving on to the next column, this is going to be your lot size. Okay. So remember, guys, we went ahead and we put in our percent risk per trade at 1%. Okay. Now, based on this, our current account size and our stop loss value, our lot size is automatically calculated with the formula. As you guys can see, the formula is up here. This is going to automatically calculate the lot size for you to make sure you're using proper risk. If, for instance, we actually had, let's say, a 35 pip stop loss, you're going to see that our lot size is going to change. Okay, so it's based on your stop loss, your current account size, and your percent risk. Okay, let's go ahead and go back now to the 15 pip stop loss. And we see that in this case, we'd want to use a 0.06 lot size. Okay, moving on to the next column, we see that this is our confirmations column. Why are you taking the trade? Which of your confirmations or your trading rules are there that allow you to say that this is a good setup? Let's take this trade. Okay, so in the example column you guys see here, we have a trading view link. This is what I would recommend. Mark up your chart, copy the link, and go ahead and paste it here. So then you can come back and see that this is the exact markup that you were looking for. Or if you'd like, you could also type out all your confirmations here, whichever you prefer. I would suggest, again, using the trading view link because you already took the time to mark it up and you have all of your markups and notes and annotations all on this chart already. Okay, so for example, if we go ahead and we click this link here, this is going to show an example of a US oil trade that we took a while back. Okay, we see all of our confirmations. I'm not going to go too in depth in the setup, but we see that we have a nice buy example here with clear evidence of bank manipulation that we're looking for price to come back and mitigate to. So we had a nice buy limit setup here. And this chart alone shows me of exactly what I was looking for, all of my confirmations here. So going back to our trade journal now, just for the purpose of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy this link and we're going to paste it here, pretending that this is our GBP USD setup. Now, moving on to the next column, guys, we see that this is how do you feel before the trade? This column was designed to help you guys be aware of how you're feeling when you're taking this trade. A lot of people don't know that psychology is a huge part of trading, guys. We can't be trading scared. We can't be trading with hesitations. We can't be having our emotions take control of our trades, right? So our goal, guys, is to stick to our trading plan and essentially try to trade like a robot as much as possible, meaning that doesn't matter how we're feeling, doesn't matter what emotions we're feeling about certain trades or trading in general. We want to try to trade systematically and follow our rules to a T. That's going to help us become successful, profitable traders. So as you guys see here, we have a list of different emotions that you could possibly be feeling of. If you feel something else, you can go ahead and click other or even type in what type of emotion you're feeling. This is going to help you guys be aware of what type of emotions you're feeling per trade. And if you notice that you're going on a losing streak and you feel that the setup is there, everything's going well, but you go back and you check that the last 5 trades you've been nervous, go back and look at your confirmations and see, did your nervousness affect how you took that trade? What do I mean by that? Maybe you extended your stop loss when you shouldn't have, or maybe you jumped in too early or too late or whatever it may be, to where the setup was a good setup. However, your emotions got control of you and it made you make some silly mistakes. Okay, so it's really important to know how are you feeling at the time. So let's say, for example, on this trade, we're going to be honest with ourselves. Let's say we're actually nervous and we thought that maybe this trade is going to go the wrong way. Okay. So if we go ahead and click nervous here, and what I implemented here, guys, is kind of like a little tip to help you guys assess your emotions, right? So this one says feeling nervous, sometimes trade lose. It happened. Don't think about losing. Think about your confirmations. If all of them are there, take the trade with proper risk and let it play out. Don't worry about losing, guys. If it happens, you happen. You go back and try to look at what you did wrong and try to learn from that, okay? But hey, we're going to take some losses sometimes. No need to be nervous if all of our confirmations are there. We take the trade and then we face the consequences at the end. So once you filled out how you feel before the trade, guys, you guys can see that all of the things that we filled out so far, this is going to be under the section right here in white where it says before the trade. We want to fill out all of this stuff before we actually take this trade. Now, once the trade is played out and you've closed out the trade, whether it hit stop loss, take profit, or you closed early on your MetaTrader 4 account, you can now come over to the next section that says after trade, and you're going to fill out how the trade played out. Okay. So the first column we see here is our final balance. Okay. You're going to go ahead and put in here after this trade play out, what is your current account at now after this trade, right? So let's say, for example, we won this trade. So if we won this trade and it hit take profit, our account should be about $1,666.70. Okay, that's going to put us at a 6.6% gain. If we're risking 1%, that matches up with our risk to reward of a 6.67. And once we fill this out, guys, you guys can see a few cells have actually changed a little bit. We'll go over those in just a minute, but we see that we filled in our final balance. Right here, we see that our percent gain or loss, in this case, it was obviously a gain because we won this trade, was a gain of 6.67% account growth. That is a great percentage on one trade. We see our pip total count was 100 pips caught on this trade. And then we see over here, this is the aftermath. How did the trade play out? So now you're not only keeping track of your confirmations of why you took the trade, now you're able to put in actually how this trade played out, whether win or loss. So you guys can come back and take a look at this and say that, hey, this trade played out exactly how I wanted it to, or hey, this trade didn't exactly go the way that I wanted it to. Let me kind of go back and compare this to another trade once we fill out the sheet a little bit more. And now you're able to grow and learn from all of your mistakes and all of your trades in general. Okay. So once again, for example, we're going to go up to this US oil aftermath link, and we're going to go ahead and click this trading view link. And we see here that this was the aftermath of this US oil trade that we won on. Price came back, tapped our entry, sniper entry right here, got a nice little buy off here on this US oil trade. And we see that this trade played out in our favor. And I'll go ahead and go back now and show you guys the before and the after. And with both the before and the after trades, guys, we're able to now keep track of exactly what trades we've taken, kind of go back and study price action on past trades, whether win or loss. And that's going to help us improve as traders. And so now that we go back to our trade journal, guys, once again, what I'm going to do for the purpose of this video is I'm going to go ahead and copy this US oil link, and I'm going to paste it here and pretend that this was our GBP USD aftermath link. And we see, guys, that we have successfully filled out the first row of this trade journal, and we see that we have now a winning trade in the books. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at all the other aspects that changed on this sheet as we filled that out. So let's go ahead and let's go back to the top here under our dollar trade journal title, and we go to the third column here where it says total trades. That number obviously went up to 1 because now we've taken one trade on this account. We see that we have 1 total win because we just won that trade, 0 losses, 0 break even. We see our average risk to reward is 6.67. What that is, that's going to take all of your risk to rewards in the risk to reward 1 column and the risk to reward 2 column, and it's going to average them out and lets you know what your risk to reward average is. Then we move on to the next column, win percentage, letting you know how accurate you are. Then we move on to the next column, which is going to be total pips caught. Then we're going to move on to the next column where it's going to show you guys your total dollar amount gain or loss. So in this case, guys, we gained our account by 6.67%. After this one trade, that means we gained $66.70. Moving on to the next column, we see once again our total percent gain and loss. In this case, because we only have the one trade, it's a 6.67% gain. And our current balance is now at $1,066.70. Okay, so all up here, guys, these are all of your statistics to help you keep track of your trading progress as you go along. Now let's go ahead and move all the way to the right. Now you see that your graph here on your account growth, we now have this line across where we have our starting balance of $1,000 US. And then we see that the next point is at $1,066.70. And it shows us that our account is rising and we are growing. Just another way to look at your account growth via the chart. And then the last but not least, guys, we see down here, your account has grown and it gives you in big green numbers, 6.67%, and a little encouraging tip down here at the bottom that says, great job, stick with your trading plan and keep focusing on proper risk to reward and high probable trades. So that is how you track one trade here on your trade journal, guys. But for the purpose of this video, let's go ahead and fill out another one. I'm going to go ahead and time lapse this just so we don't waste some time. So you guys are going to see this move a little bit faster with no audio, and we're going to talk about it at the end. Alrighty, guys. So now you guys see I went ahead and filled out these rows really fast just to kind of go through this video, but let's kind of run through it real quick. So first and foremost, we saw that now we're taking a trade on Euro USD. We took it during New York session. Our balance before the trade was $1,066.70. That was automatically filled out when we filled in our final balance of the previous trade. Then we see that in this case, for example, we're going to say we had a 20 pip stop loss on here. Our take profit was 85 pips, but we had a second take profit. Now this was 130 pips. So this is how we use the dual take profits. Then we see our order type. In this case was a sell. That means we market executed where price was at and we took this sell. Then we see our risk to reward 1 became a 4.25. Again, this is calculated based on our take profit 1 and our stop loss. Then we see the next column, our risk to reward 2 is filled out at a 6.5. And this is based off our take profit 2 and our stop loss. Then we see the next column is our lot size at a 0.05. And this is calculated based on our stop loss, current account size, and our percent risk per trade. Then we see our confirmations. Once again, I just copied that same US oil link and pretended that that was our Euro USD setup. We pasted that here. And our feelings, let's say for this trade, guys, we are fully committed to our trading plan, have no emotions affecting us. We see that we are ready to trade systematically, and we took this trade following our rules, and that's why we took this trade. And again, we didn't let our emotions get in the way of us taking this trade. So if you guys go ahead and take a look now here, the psychology tip here at the top changed. It changed colors to a bright green, and it says, yes, this is the ideal state to be in. No emotions to distract you from trading. No worrying about whether this trade is going to be a winner or a loser. You are focused on following your trading plan and taking any trade setup that follows your rules. If you are winning, keep it up. If you are losing, reevaluate your trading plan and maybe adjust it a little. So now that you're trading systematically, you know that you're trading based on your trading rules alone. If you find yourself losing, guys, it's always good to go back and maybe tweak your rules and kind of see, okay, maybe I should be looking for this. Maybe I should add this to my rules. Maybe I should take this out. Do something that's going to help you tweak your trading plan a little bit, but it's going to help you guys, again, stay disciplined to your rules. And that's going to help you guys improve as a trader. So we already filled out the before trade stats, and now let's move on to the after trade. Let's say, for example, guys, we took this trade and this one happened to be a loser. It's going to happen. We're going to take some losses. So with that being said, guys, if we lost and we're risking 1% loss of our current account balance at $1,066.70 is going to be about roughly $1,056 US dollars. Okay, so we see that we had about a 1% loss here, minus 20 pips total, as we see that that was our stop loss. And we see that this turns red because we took a loss. Okay, now one loss is not going to hurt us, guys. If you guys take a look here to your right, your account has grown still 5.6%. This is still positive, guys. You're still in the positive account growth. Remember, our goal is long-term growth. We're not focused on trying to win every single trade. We're focused on long-term growth, guys. So one loss here is not going to hurt us. We still see that we're positive overall, and that's the power of low risk, high reward setups and proper risk management. We see that our graph here of our account growth has gone down just a slight little bit because, again, we took a small loss of minus 1%, but that's still nothing compared to our gain of 6.67% on the previous trade. Going up to the top stats, we see that now our total trades is 2, as obviously we've taken 2 trades now. We have 1 total win, 1 total loss, 0 break evens, and we see that our average risk to reward based on these 3 values is about a 5.81. Then we see our win percentage is a 50%, 1 out of 2. Total pips caught is 80 pips. Total dollar amount gain is $56. Total percent gain or loss is a positive 5.6%, and our current balance is at $1,056 US dollars. So you guys can see here that we tracked a winning trade and a losing trade. And this is how it's going to automatically calculate your account growth. And you're able to see your percentages, you see your trades over time, and you guys understand that this is what your trade journal is going to look like as you continue to fill this out. You're going to track all your winners, all your losers, and all your break evens, right? Let's say, for example, on this Euro USD trade, instead of having a loss, we actually hit break even. So let's go ahead and put it roughly $1,066.70. We see that we hit, again, break even is a 0% gain or loss. And we see that if we come back up here to our top statistics, we see that it says total break evens is at 1. And we see that, again, we did not win or lose this trade. We moved our stop loss to break even when price was in profit, and price came back and hit our stop loss at break even. So with that being said, guys, let me go ahead and fill out this now. The aftermath link, once again, let's pretend that this US oil link is our Euro USD final link of how it played out afterwards. And we see, guys, that this is how you use your trade journal. This is how you track all of your trades. You're able to put in what pair you're trading, what session you traded it in, your stop loss, your take profits, the type of order. It'll automatically calculate your risk to rewards, your lot size for that trade to make sure you're using proper risk management. You'll be able to paste your TradingView link here or type in all your confirmations. You'll be able to evaluate yourself based on the emotions you're feeling about this trade. And then you're able to put in your final balance and to see your percent gain or loss based on each trade, see your pip totals, and then also paste in your TradingView link after the trade played out, or even type out how the trade played out with all your confirmations. So once again, guys, I think this is a very useful tool to help you guys improve as a trader, see your progress over time, and be able to go back and actually learn from your mistakes, as well as learn from your wins. Be able to go back and see what you've been doing right, as well as if you go on a losing streak, what you've been doing wrong and how to improve. So once again, guys, I hope you guys got some value from this video. Hopefully it made sense on how to use your trade journal. And hopefully you guys are able to use this to help you improve as a trader and find success on your trading journey. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.